I'm definitely looking forward to it. Tier 3 usually has a lot of excitement. It's quite an exciting track, high speed. Probably see maybe some safety cars, hopefully. Just a bit of excitement. Mm. Yeah. Definitely. Always drivers complaining in real life about um, how much of a toll it takes on the strength of the driver, especially George Russell. How much this track is, but we'll definitely see how it is for here. Where's this? Yeah. hmm Yeah. I'd just like to point out as well, Arrow in his respective tier when he raced in Qatar in tier 2, he did put it on pole position. Arrow does a 30.1 first sector. Yeah, definitely he will be looking to get another pole position at this track as he does go fastest with a 21.8. Yeah, very much quicker than Sci-Fi Mega Hype's Blanca. Around 1.1 seconds quicker than Sci-Fi Mega Hype. hmm I will try and keep it going because I am still here. We've got Bullion Penguin who's gone P2, 4 tenths quicker than Sci-Fi Mega Hype, but still a while off of WHF Arrow. As RJ also with the 24.0, a lot slower. That might have made a couple of mistakes in that lap. As Nuki Boy goes up to P3 with a 22.6, only a tenth slower than Bullion Penguin. As we've got DZ Racer with the quickest lap of the session so far with a 21.4, 4 tenths quicker than Arrow. So it might be a pole shootout between those two guys. As Story goes P3 with a 22.5 in the Mercedes. Finally getting some people with their bankers on. We've still got 2 people without a lap because I'm pretty sure Raheem did invalidate his first lap, but I think he did carry on with enough fuel. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's Raheem has started his lap. See if we've got anyone on a lap. We'll go on board with MB and P5. Actually, does it look like he's pushing? He doesn't look like he's pushing. Is he pushing? I don't think he's pushing. I think one of the Mercedes are on a lap. With Thori, I think, on a lap. Okay. Yeah, so. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, he has had some strong qualifying positions and some strong races, but mistakes lead into him falling down the order in the actual race. As we've got Raheem finally completing his lap after invalidating his first. Let's see where he can go. That's only P11 with a 24.1. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does have a wing on my screen. So yeah, he has got a front wing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. As Mega Hype has invalidated. Raheem has actually run out of fuel trying to get back to the pit lane. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the car does look planted. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. He would be happy with that, with a banker as well. Hmm. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be close as Billion Penguin goes P3 now with a 21.9, finally breaking into the 21s. Um, Obviously we have track evolution for these guys to come into play, and I think I think there's another 3/10 in it for maybe the top two. Definitely for Arrow, I feel like he could definitely get a little bit more out of that time, as he is coming around to finish his lap now. See where he goes, and Arrow goes. He does improve. He doesn't improve his positions, but he does improve by 2/10. He is now only 2/10 away from DZ Racer instead of the four. Yeah, I would assume he's going for a double run. Hmm. Hmm. I do love Qatar. It is a very nice track. As we're talking about DZ Racer invalidating, I was watching Smoking Ash down in P9. He was on a lap and also invalidated at the same time as DZ Racer. Hmm. Hmm. 8/10 out. Oh, he's ran very wide. I think he's out of. I feel like he's out of fuel. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like. Oh, it might just be my screen, but it looked like he was just wasn't able to get any power. But he does improve by one position, but he would have lost a heap of time going wide there. Hmm. Hmm. And his teammate coming up behind on his outlap. He will be looking to try and snatch pole from DZ Racer. Hmm. If I was Arrow, I'd absolutely send it on this lap. That did look nice. Absolutely throwing the car. Own it, yeah. Hmm. As that is a bit wide for Arrow there. Nearly invalidating. Oh, and he's invalidated. Yeah. I think he's just going to see what time he would have been able to do if it wasn't invalidated. We will have a look and see what time it would have been. Oh, as he just comes into the pits. So it'll be P2 at best for Arrow. Hmm. P4 for Thori. Six tenths. The distance between DZ Racer and Arrow. Hmm. Yes, I think Nuki Boy was trying to do a lap, but he's obviously underfueled the car too much and run out of fuel in the last sector. Hmm. Yeah, and that's the grid. I think we're going to have a mixture in this tier. We'll have some people on the one, some people on the two. For me, I would probably go for the two because this place will kill. I'm sure it's your front left. Yeah. It's a 3 minute break here, and then we will get going. Well, while we wait for that, DZ Racer is obviously going to be looking with that pole time. He's trying to definitely solidify his promotion into a higher tier, and that will probably be enough for him. He's going to try and get a strong outing, maybe try to win this race, of course, just to solidify that, but just to show why he needs to be in a higher tier. Hmm. Just a little bit. Hmm. Yep. DZ Racer obviously set a time very quickly. I'm assuming he's going to try and run away. And Arrow, I'd say he might be a bit close behind, maybe a couple people behind him, staying with him, maybe in a bit. I'm assuming there's going to be a bit of a DRS train for a couple laps until the pit stops happen. But I think strategy is going to play definitely, whether the one stop or the two stop is going to be more efficient here. Dory, Dory sometimes has a bit of pace in race. We'll see what he can do. Obviously, he is a tier 1 driver, but starting P4, but the lights are on. Up to P3, putting pressure on Arrow. As we have a mixed tyre sets for all the cars. We've got DZ Racer, the only one in the top 7 on the hard tyres, with everyone else on the mediums, and then from P8 to P12 on the hards, and then Page on the mediums in P13. So it is, as I said, definitely going to be a mixed strategy choices for everybody. As DZ Racer has already broken DRS to Arrow, he's 1.2 seconds ahead. Yep. If I was Story and Arrow, I would definitely be trying to work together to try and get back into the DRS of DZ Racer, as Arrow is now back into the DRS, only just, but he is trying to just stay in that DRS because he knows he will be under threat from everyone if he doesn't get back in, as he runs very wide and has lost DRS again. And Dory now 3/10 behind. Yeah, the Dory and Arrow, I would definitely, if I was them, try and work together to just try and get that DRS back to DZ Racer and try and run away with him. As Arrow has no battery, his Story now all over him. Arrow's obviously wasted all his battery trying to stay in that DRS. As they're side by side in turn 1 into turn 2. Ooh, clean around the outside from Dory. That is a very nice overtake from him. The Story will now look to chase after DZ Racer, who he is now back into DRS. But as I said, these guys don't want to work against each other too hard because DZ Racer will just run away. As he is on the hards, these mediums won't last forever. They won't have this pace forever. Yeah, I would assume DZ Racer is going for the one stop, but he's using his hards early on. In my opinion, the hards are the best tires to be on in the race. I usually want to get the mediums out of the way as soon as possible. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree. As we have got a little train here of the Ferrari and the two Williams. Williams in the middle with front wing damage, holding up the teammate of Page. If I was the Williams, I would be probably wanting the driver without a broken front wing ahead. But these guys, and then there's obviously the train from the top 6. As I did say, there would probably be DRS trains. Mm-hmm. Ooh, a bit of contact with the Ferrari and the Williams. They're going side by side in these high-speed corners, and Page has got the move off, so fair play to them. But obviously, will now be under threat in the main straight with DRS. That is really unfortunate for Northie. Front wing damage, he's got the hard tyres on, so he can't even try and adjust his strategy to come in and fix his wing. It's just very unfortunate for him. Oh, as he gets a penalty. Yep. As he does go for the move. Mm-hmm. That is really bad for him as well because that trainer's all the way down to P6. That will drop him way. He's P2 and it will drop him 4 positions if it stays like this at the end of the race. So that will be really unfortunate for him. This is a place you don't want to pick up penalties because of obviously the DRS strains. I've been riding on board with Arrow for the last 2 laps. He is mega quick in the middle sector, but he's running wide a lot in that final sector and losing all that time he's gained up to Thory. He's losing around 0.3 of a second every time he's in that last sector. And Thory has dropped it. That's a half spin. Oh, is he pits? He's coming. Oh, he's nearly spun in the pits. Ah, oh, Thory. That will be a really heavy. It's lucky he did have that half spin right next to the pit lane. It's obviously going to cost him a bit of time, but if you want to have a spin, that is probably the best place to do so. As he comes out ahead of the McLaren of Raheem, or is side by side. As Raheem just around the outside, but Thory will definitely have a lot more grip than Raheem on the 6-lap tyre offset. It has. That front left is, yeah. And if I'm looking at the McLaren behind Arrow, his front left doesn't look as bad as Arrow, so maybe Arrow being a bit too much on that steering, putting a lot of stress on that front left. It was Bullion Penguin trying to go for a move as Arrow goes wide. Bullion Penguin does get that move off. Maybe Arrow might be thinking he was pushed a bit wide there, but Arrow will now have. If I was Arrow, I would definitely be thinking about my strategy. Like, DZ Racer's already running away, so if I was Arrow, I would definitely be thinking. Mm-hmm. I would assume he is trying to go for that one stop. Bullion Penguin's going to come under a lot of pressure here as he's used all his battery. Nuki Boy might even, he's a bit too far back, but Arrow has just breezed past him on the main straight. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. As we've seen, Arrow conserving his battery a bit more than Penguin, and Penguin obviously with no battery, Arrow is able to just breeze past him. I cannot wait because those cars are actually gorgeous. They're just beautiful. They do suck. Yeah, they look lovely, but they suck. It's going to be exciting on the first race, and then after we've seen what it's like for the first race, then we'll be able to decide, I think. As Arrow back up into P2, making quick efforts of MB. They're not fighting too hard, which is what they need to not do because they've already lost 7/10 to DC Race at that lap. Arrow in clean air now. Let's see if he can try and get away from these guys. Mm-hmm. 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 We definitely will still have to keep an eye on Thori, even though he does have that penalty because he did come in 3 laps ago. We're gonna have to see if that how powerful the undercut is because he will be the first person to undercut people. Mm. He's committed to the 2-stop now. Bullion Penguin is. And let's see how much time Thori gains on Penguin from that undercut. So he's gained 2.6 seconds over Penguin. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If Thori can just try and maintain how much Penguin closes up to him, there will eventually be a time where those mediums will not be able to just be full push to get to him. But if based off of this, obviously we have a yellow flag. Is that Arrow? Arrow's made a mistake somewhere, I think. I think he might have had a bit of a half spin. I would assume he might come in this lap now because those tyres must be screaming as he doesn't come in. Mm-hmm. But that left front, I can just hear screaming. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Will we see punches this race as well? That is something to look out for. They don't, do they? No, I'm just looking now. I haven't seen much of DZ Racer. He's kind of just had a nice Sunday drive, chilling in P1. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think he's full push in this stint. What will Arrow do? Arrow stays out. I'm sure Arrow is going to commit to stop. As you see, MB onto the hards. Nuki Boy goes onto the hards too, so I'm sure those guys... I would assume they're one stop, and I don't think they need to come in again. They might have to manage those tires a little bit. But Thori coming past now. He has undercut Penguin and MB, so that is an effective, I'd say, a P2 effectively at the moment for him. As let me see if I can find out how much he's 27 seconds off of DZ Racer. So he is bringing that gap down, but will he be able to undercut DZ Racer? He will be on older tyres, but we'll have to see what Thori does. Mm-hmm. It has. A lot quicker than... Who was behind Thori first? It was Ash, wasn't it? He didn't close in at all to Thori, so maybe Thori just... He's got a bit of pace. His teammate wasn't able to close up to him as he picks up another penalty. That's now 6 seconds. Yep. As Arrow has came into the pit now, he's onto the hards. And also, thinking about Thori, I think he's going to have to come in again. He is going to have to come in again, so I think he is also committed to stop with Penguin. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. But where will he come out, and will he be able to push on? Obviously, with that 6-second penalty, he might be able to finish on track well, but Penguin already... He doesn't want to battle too hard here. He's going to have to just let Penguin go, I would. It's not his race at the moment with Penguin, but he's going to defend it. It's Penguin. He's going to have the superior grip, Penguin will, but he's going to try and hang around the outside. Penguin gets it done with the superior grip of those mediums and younger tyres. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Another penalty for Thori. That's now 9 seconds. Mm-hmm. Arrow with the fastest lap now. He is absolutely pushing. Sorry, yeah. On this lap, I was just watching Arrow. He's caught the guy, Nuki Boy, ahead of him by around a second. in just that lap. So he is absolutely pushing those tires. Mm-hmm. Let's see what DZ Racer is up to. Will he come in this lap for the mediums? Sci-Fi Mega Hype, he's done 12 laps. As yeah, DZ Racer is in this lap, I would assume, for mediums. Yeah. As will Thori and Penguin be able to just get past DZ Racer? Did they close enough? It's going to be very close, I think. So we'll ride on board with Penguin. Let's see where they come out. I think they will come out ahead of DZ Racer. So that overtakes on track he's going to have to make. Or will Penguin try and stretch those mediums to the end of the six laps? Old mediums. Yeah. I mm, I feel like he's going to try. Oh no, because he boxed onto the mediums, didn't he? So he has to box again, and Dory will as well. So this isn't going to be that hard for DZ Racer to just close back on and just. He doesn't even have to push on. He can just wait for them to pit. Mm-hmm. Ansu stays out for another lap. Mm-hmm. As Page picks up the penalty, Arrow he was catching Nuki Boy by a second a lap earlier, but it has slowed down. He is still catching, but it has slowed down just a little bit by how much he's catching. But obviously, those guys ahead of him are in just a little bit of DRS. They can just keep swapping, and that will make Arrow lose a lot of time on the main straight. Mm-hmm. He's only got Thori to dispatch now, and then he will have free air for the rest of the race, and he can just carry on. Will these guys try and implement any sort of struggle to him, though? Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Someone to watch as well. Arrow is now in DRS of the people in P5 and P4, the McLaren and the Alpine. If Thori needs to box as well, and if Arrow can dispatch of these guys and Penguin boxes, Thori boxes, this could be an effective P2 for Arrow still. Even after his little half spin, he still could have a really good result here. Mm-hmm. 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 That is good from Arrow, but as this lap, DZ Racer did get past on the main straight through Thori. Not much of a fight from those guys. But Thori is staying in that DRS. But obviously, I'm assuming he will need to pit again. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're running out of time. Arrow sends it in the final corner on Nuki Boy. Okay, that was a D move. Okay, wow. But he is under pressure now because he has compromised his exit. But he has still got that DRS. Nuki Boy is going to try and fight it. As Nuki Boy goes wide. Arrow with a snap. Nuki Boy's going to capitalize on that and get straight back past him. These guys don't want to fight too much. As then Nuki Boy goes wide. They're just swapping around with who's going wide at each corner. How has he? He has picked. Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. It is really sad to see. I would have loved to see just a little fight between these three guys. But that final sector is going to be absolutely horrible for Arrow to navigate with a broken front wing. It's going to put a lot more stress on those front tyres as well. Mm. He isn't, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 This Arrow, he's still holding on. He's just not able to close up as much as he was able to when he had that front wing fully intact. It's just going to be. I think if he might be able to get past maybe one of the guys ahead of him for a podium. I would like to see a podium from Arrow. That would be nice to see, but we will see. I would definitely assume it will be in puncture range. Hmm. We've got a spin from Arrow. He has spun. Those softs won't last long. I would, yeah, yeah. Hmm. So if he wants to get up to Arrow getting that DRS, he needs to do it within, I'd say, a lap or two. Hmm. 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 A story. I'm going to assume he's going to just try and go to the end. Mm, might as well. Hmm. I don't know if it will be able to make it though. Hmm. We'll have to hope Dory has done a little bit of time management in the first stint and not pushed those tyres too hard. Wraps. Hmm. 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 I see. Hmm. He's going to want to just recenter his mind because he has got his tier race tomorrow. I think the last race for tier 2 is, I want to say Silverstone for some reason. Hmm. Let me have a look just to make sure. Yeah, Silverstone is the last race for tier 2. He's going to want to just try and get back in the right headspace and practice for that because that is his tier. He's just reserving today, so not all is lost. Hmm. 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 That front left is destroyed. Oh, at least. At least. Yeah. Mm. hmm Maybe he's waiting for. If I was like, he needs to just charge his battery up a little bit, have it, and just go full force at the last lap or the penultimate lap, so he can just get past him on the main straight and try and defend position on the last lap. Mm. hmm 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 He doesn't need to. He's just extended at the start of the race, broke DRS, and just kept extending. He's obviously on the better tires, the better strategy. The hard medium was obviously probably the strategy to go with here. hmm He's done it. Maybe he's got. I think he might have gone too early. He should have maybe waited just one more lap. Yeah, he's going to want to save, save, save. hmm Although Nuki Boy has a penalty, so regardless. Yeah, yeah, that is mildly frustrating because that would have been a nice battle to see who would fight for P2 all the way to the end. We'll see who gets it on track. hmm Let's not try and jinx it. Yeah, honestly. Not he's closing. Switch back again. Burning and burning. He's gonna have to go for it here. Oh, he should have went for it there. I don't think he's gonna get another opportunity. Oh yeah. Oh. hmm And MB has also picked up a penalty somewhere, and he is giving the position back to Nuki Boy. hmm 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 Where will Thori go after these penalties? Only P4. So he's not dropped down too much. He's not dropped down too much. What a dominant race from DZ Racer to end the Tier 3 campaign of this season. I think it's season 6? I want to say it's season 6. Yeah, I think it is season 6. That is a way to conclude season 6 for Tier 3 for himself. An absolute dominant race for him. And I don't think this will be the last we will see of DZ Racer, because I'm sure he'll reserve for Tier 2 and Tier 1 on tomorrow and Sunday. An absolute dominant drive from DZ Racer. As I said at the start, he's going to try and put on performance to see if he can solidify himself and prove himself that he deserves to be in a higher tier, and I think he has done that. I think he's definitely done that. Thori as well. 23 laps on those hards, not getting a puncher, that's some great time management from him. But very unfortunate for Nuki Boy being hit by Ansu. Maybe may have been able to put more pressure on the McLaren at the end, but obviously that from the Red Bull, not going to be happy with that. I wouldn't be. That's okay, man.